This story is about two vaccines, one that the world has put its faith in and the other that the world barely knows anything about. Let me start with the first one. Nepal's Foreign Minister Pradeep Gyawali is in New Delhi. He's on a 3-day visit. On top of the agenda are Wuhan virus vaccines. Nepal wants to inoculate 12 million people in the first phase. Nepalese authorities have reached out to Indian manufacturers. They want to place orders for Covishield and Covaxin. The two candidates cleared for emergency use in India. Nepal prefers getting vaccines from India for multiple reasons: pricing, logistics, availability, credibility, and of course an assurance from New Delhi. The Indian government has vowed to supply vaccines to the immediate neighborhood. Nepal has chosen India over China for vaccines, and it's not very hard to figure out why. China's vaccine record has been dodgy, to say the least. The Wuhan virus vaccines are proving to be no exception. The vaccine from China's Sinovac is only 50% effective. This is what regulators in Brazil have found. 50% is barely enough for an approval and well below the earlier claim of 78% efficacy. So what is China selling the world in the name of vaccines? Our next report finds out.
For several months, Beijing has shown off these vials. This is Sinovac's vaccine for the Wuhan virus, Coronavac. Thousands have taken this shot in China, including most of the employees of Sinovac and their families. Beijing has sold the jab to several countries like Indonesia, Turkey, and Singapore. The world knew little about the Sinovac shot. China is yet to release the trial data of this vaccine. Experts knew little about its efficacy until Brazil's regulators decided to run their own trials. They found the vaccine from Sinovac is only 50.4% effective. That is barely enough for a clearance from most global regulators. But Brazil still wants to use the Chinese vaccines. They believe something is better than nothing.
We have a good vaccine. It's not the best vaccine in the world. It's not the perfect vaccine. But it's a good vaccine that has an effectiveness within the limits of what is acceptable by the scientific community and the World Health Organization.
What's puzzling is the wide variance in data from around the world. In Turkey, the same shot was pronounced more than 91% effective. In Indonesia, it's apparently 65.3% effective. These confusing results will only add to the deep mistrust associated with Chinese vaccines. Beijing is trying to bridge the trust deficit. The revelations from Brazil couldn't have come at a worse time. They could trigger a diplomatic backlash. Reports say at least 10 countries have ordered 380 million doses of the Sinovac vaccine. A lower efficacy rate could raise uncomfortable questions for these governments to answer for buying vaccines without scrutiny. Questions could be raised in China as well. Beijing wanted to vaccinate 50 million people for the Lunar New Year. Already the Chinese press has unleashed a wave of propaganda to defend the vaccine. One report termed the low efficacy rate as misinterpretation. The Global Times used a misleading claim to attack the Pfizer shot. That has a 95% efficacy rate. It's among the highest in the world. China, on the other hand, has among the lowest, well below the 70% recommended by the World Health Organization and even the government of China. The countries who booked the shots in advance will understand the meaning of buyer's remorse. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.